And we're live here on Facebook. I'd like to welcome those listening in podcast land. And officially, I get to welcome my buddy Rich. Rich, welcome to the new studio at my house.
Yeah, it's not as cramped down here as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
You can't look back so much because then you don't like.
They're small fishies.
They're small fishies.
They're small, so it's okay.
I mean, there's some bigger ones now, but they're
okay.
still fairly small fish. Rich doesn't like fish, folks.
I don't.
He doesn't. It's been a thing. But I love my pet fish. You guys get to watch them back there. But Rich has never been to the studio as it is.
Since you remodeled.
Yeah, since I remodeled, essentially.
Remodeled from getting some work down here after the floods here in northwest Iowa.
Yeah. It's great. Like, I really do enjoy the new layout. I think it's a lot less cramped. I know that, yes, we don't have as much depth here, but what it does is it allows this to be here, which I really like. I need to figure out how to not get this glare on there. I was thinking about getting a privacy screen so that you can't see it, so it just looks black there. But other than that, yeah.
But it's okay, and there's more vegetation in Petey's tank, so I don't see him as much.
Yeah, he's over there. He's got friends. I mean, it's really crazy. So you guys don't know. I have a piranha that I don't know that you guys got to see in the old studio setup, but he's next to Rich. Doesn't have to think about it too much. But there's a process called culling, where you take fish that are likely going to die because of different diseases and different issues. Sometimes some fish are born with just like a J shape in their back. It's a sunken back disease. It's a common thing with guppies, which is what I have a bunch of guppies in other tanks. The old tank that you saw back here was guppies. And I had some guppies that I thought, well, Petey eats everything you put in the tank, so these guys aren't going to do any good for the population of the tank I had. So I figured I'd put them in with Petey, and Petey never ate them, so Petey has a bunch of guppies as friends now. So kind of crazy. You guys didn't know that. Welcome to the behind-the-scenes stuff. This is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, and Rich brought up a topic that I'm super excited about. So I'm going to tease that topic first as the topic we're going to talk about, and it's in the baseball part of things. We're going to tease who would you add to this team. That's all I'm going to tease it with. We won't ask the whole question, but we'll get there. When we get to that part, it's going to be a fun discussion. That part of the discussion is what I have been wanting to get into a little bit more on this podcast.
Okay.
And so maybe we'll go away from some of the just weekend reviews and start doing some of these more just discussion-based stuff a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. We're going to try not to be here too long because we also would like to play a game of Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
So, with that, Rich, what are
other than that outline or a show-filling topic, Mike? We're going to go into the NASCAR corner as we got left and right turns again this week as they're going to the road course for a second straight week. And we're going to be talking baseball as always. We're going to give you our opinion on what we thought of Target Field. We're both there for the first time on Thursday afternoon. Mike, all that and more, but what do we got to do first?
We're going to go ahead and roll the intro. Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa, this is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich. The problem is it mostly it would have to come through here to do it. And, did it finish already? Wow, that's quick. Okay, and we're back, and I don't even need to go to that one because we're not in there. We're here. Woo. Anyway, okay. Welcome.
Yeah, we have our poll question this week, Mike.
Yeah.
It's our first second round poll question, and it was our number one seeded grilling versus camping, Mike.
Yeah, this one to me is easy. One of these I do year round, and the other one is something that feeds my family. That actually was a joke. I do both of them year round, or I would. I haven't camped in a while, so. But I grill all the time. Grilling is just, it's our second kitchen out there, and I use it all the time. So I picked grilling.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows me, anybody that spends, like, when you come up here, Rich, half the time I'm like, what do you want to grill?
That's right.
Because I love grilling. So I worked in a barbecue pit. Grilling was, like, when it was service time, I would work the grill a lot, and so I love grilling.
Yeah, I picked grilling as well based off of when I hear camping, I think of camping out in a tent camping, not cabin camping.
Yep.
And I don't grill enough, or we don't grill enough as a family where we're at. We should. We found that we've just liked cooking our steaks on the cast iron skillet on the stove. So
I may teach you a way, because you always talk about that you like my wood fire flavor, right?
yeah,
Have I shown you the easiest way to do that?
you have not.
Okay.
Another day.
No, pro grilling tip right here, right now. That's what you're here for pro grilling tips. You don't even care about the sports stuff. You just like our pretty faces, and you're here probably because you're trapped in a car with one of us, and we're egotistical enough that we like to listen to the show or something. I don't know, something like that. But take tin foil and put wood chips in it, and just put it on top of your gas grill, and it tastes like you're on a wood fire grill.
Okay.
Anyway, grilling won 4 votes to 2.
Okay.
The 2 votes for camping, Rich, might get us in a little trouble, as it is AJ Hendricks and Danielle Hart.
And I'm thinking maybe that's there because their interpretation of camping.
Danielle's is
Danielle's
not.
okay with camping.
Danielle,
I know
Danielle
my
camping.
wife's is that the glamping doing a
Danielle loves
cabin
camping.
is okay. Falls
My
under
wife-
camping to her, so that's why.
My wife wants to go camping. So, the 4 votes for grilling, Mike, me, Pam Hendricks, Rich Hendricks, and Ahmad DeRosa. Ahmad, welcome to the show. Hopefully you found this show you're finding the show and you're enjoying it. I don't know where you're coming from. If you can, go to the next week. If you're voting on the poll question this week, Ahmad, put in the comments how you came about the poll question. Or do you know Ahmad?
No, I don't.
Okay, because he's an add a friend for me. I don't know. Which apparently doesn't know. Ahmad, welcome. With that, Rich, what's this week's poll question? When's it going to go live?
This week's poll question, I can probably get that up live when I get home tomorrow. It'll be farmers markets versus boating. Farmers markets and boating.
Yeah, Rich, this proposes a problem for our ranking system.
Why is that?
Because I think if our wives would have ranked it, grilling wouldn't have been.
Grilling wouldn't have been number one.
No, obviously because they didn't vote for it. But B, you just named what I think both our wives would claim as the number one.
All right. We'll have to see where they vote and where the people vote next week, Mike. And you can find those poll questions over on our Facebook page, Fans of Balls and Sticks, the podcast, or on Mike and I's Facebook page. If you vote on the poll question and you're not already a follower of our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the post.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
All right, Mike, what do you see coming up next?
Is it a left turn, Rich?
It is a left-hand turn, and what's after that?
Another left. Oh no, there's a right-hand turn.
There are right turns this week.
Yep. And why is that, Rich?
Well, because we're headed into the NASCAR Corner. The NASCAR Corner is presented by III Sports Cards Incorporated, Moline, Illinois, on 5th Avenue, downtown Moline, or you can also find them on eBay. III Sports Cards Incorporated. Mike.
Yeah.
We had the first thing. This is the first time this has ever happened in our podcast where we have picked the 1-2 finishers.
Yeah, it was shocking this week to see this happen. Rich, you picked Shane Van Gisbergen.
I did.
Which we both would have picked if we could have, but we didn't. And I picked Ty Gibbs, which might have been considered a long shot.
I don't think it was a long shot.
But either way, both those Shane Van Gisbergen pick comes in 1, and Ty Gibbs comes in 2.
Yeah, Van Gisbergen is the second driver in NASCAR history to sweep and win the Xfinity and Cup race from the pole.
Right.
The first since Kyle Busch in 2016. And he's also the first rookie to sweep both an Xfinity and Cup race weekend. First rookie.
I guess he is considered a rookie. His rookie race was last year, however.
But it's his first full-time
Or no.
season.
No, his rookie race was like 4 years ago.
His rookie race would have been the street race.
The first street race
And that
in
was
Chicago.
that was a one race. That was a one-off. He only drove.
Okay.
In the Cup Series.
That's pretty cool.
So he's technically a rookie.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you proposed something to me right before we went on the air of what to do when we have a 1-2 finish.
Yeah. So in a 1-2, so if you're new to the show, when one of us picks the guy that wins, they get 2 points
Instead of 1.
instead of 1. And that was as much about that winning a race should be valuable. However, what we always tend to have happen is one of us wins a race and the other one has like a 12th or sub 5 even
Yeah.
out of the top 5. And so when it's your first 1-2, like I'm looking at it like, but the guy that got the second place guy really deserves some love too, because that's a pretty rare feat in and of itself. So if we have a 1-2, both people get bonus points, but the guy that picked the guy that's in the lead gets his weekly point.
Okay. So instead of it being a 12-8 advantage, it's now a 12-9. So I still have 3 points up on you.
You still are 3 points, and you still gained a point above
I
me.
did.
You just didn't gain 2 points for one spot, I guess is kind of more how it works.
Yeah. So anyway, 12-9. We're still going to be on a road course race, so they're still going to be making left and right hand turns.
Yep.
But we're going to be out in
Sonoma, California.
Sonoma, wine country up in Northern California.
Yeah.
All right. I'm already picking Gisbergen, Reddick, Elliott, McDowell. I'm starting to run out of road course people, but I did save one.
You saved 2.
I saved 2.
You saved 2. Have you done Daniel Suarez?
I have not. I don't think of Daniel Suarez as a road course ringer.
He's
good at the road
really
courses.
good
I
at
don't
road
think of him as a
courses.
ringer though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play my last ringer, and I'm gonna go with AJ Allmendinger.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I like that pick. I'm going to pick Chase Elliott. He does pretty well on road courses.
Yeah, he still had a top 10, I think, in Chicago.
I don't know what to do.
You're still getting so, but this will be the last road course in the regular season. Our next road course won't come until the Charlotte Roval, which is in the playoffs, and we'll still discuss how we're going to do the whole playoff.
Yeah.
How we'll do our playoff drivers.
We've been trying to pick not pick the same guy twice. But come playoffs, I almost guarantee week 1 we might be able to pick a playoff driver that we haven't picked. But by the week 3 or 4,
we might have to throw it out. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
So you can watch this race over on TNT.
Or on True TV for the alt cast.
Yeah, for an alternate cast that is more focused on the in-season tournament bracket.
Yep. Okay, with that, Rich, let's, do we want to take a look at our brackets?
You know what? They're still pretty...
Busted?
Yeah, they're pretty busted.
Yeah, we don't care.
Let's worry about it. That'll be a good topic for next week.
Sure, yeah.
All right, Mike, we're going to go over to the baseball diamond, keep making left-hand turns. Mike, this week it was kind of rough for the Cubbies. They had 2 with the Cardinals. They went up to Minnesota to play 3 games, and then they headed out east to take on the Yankees before going into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So, Mike, how'd they do?
Well, they split with the Cardinals, lost 2 against the Twins, and lost tonight big, meaning they only won 2 games.
Ooh, yeah, I did my math wrong. 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, if I remember right, maybe one of those. I mean, the Twins game, that I think that you could probably put that one on the Shota Imanaga Twins game on the bullpen.
Yeah.
Because Imanaga held them to 2 runs. But coming off of an injury, he was probably on a little bit of a work on a pitch count to watch his innings. So, and the wheels came off the bus. The wheels came off the car when the bullpen got in the game.
Yeah, it was bad. I would say that I agree with that.
I don't remember what happened in the other Cardinals loss, though. I don't remember if that was a close game or if we just could have used a couple more innings and we would have gotten that one.
I don't remember.
But anywho, I mean, those Cardinals games are tough to predict anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So, but you know what? They're still in first place. That's what really matters.
I mean, they still have. There's still a whole game up over the Brewers, so I don't know if that includes today. Sometimes the standings don't update right away. Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, 12th through the 18th, they only got 3 games because we're going into the All-Star break on Monday. They got 2 more in the Bronx before taking an All-Star break. And then on a Friday afternoon, their first game back from the All-Star break, they will face the Boston Red Sox.
In Chicago.
In Chicago, yes. How many wins, Mike?
3.
All right.
They're going to do a perfect week.
I'm going to give them 2, Mike.
Okay.
I like the pitching matchups for the next 2 games out in the Bronx.
Yep.
With Imanaga and Boyd on the mound, but I'm not sure what's going to happen in that Red Sox game. Or you know what? Or they're going to split with the Yankees. They're going to get one of those games against the Yankees, and I'm counting on them getting that second win coming back from the All-Star break.
I think they can get all 3. So, with that, Rich.
Well, I guess before we get into what's probably going to turn into the meat of our show.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I love this.
The All-Star rosters have been announced.
Yep.
As of the recording of this show at 10 Central, the Cubs only have 3 All-Stars right now. The 2 starters in Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong, and then the reserves of Matthew Boyd, a first-time All-Star as a pitcher.
Yeah.
So, Mike, are you a little surprised that even with injury replacements, they haven't found a way to get the RBI leader in the National League, Seiya Suzuki, onto the roster?
Well, this shows Shota Imanaga.
Man, that must be last year's for some reason, because Shota did not make this year's. I don't know where they got.
Well, I just got the one that you sent.
I know, the one I put in there.
The one you put in me, and it does have. This is last year.
Somehow. But anyway, as of now, the RBI leader in the National League is not on the All-Star team.
Yeah.
But I'll take it as you know what, there's only so much room on the team.
Hey, it means he gets good rest. Comes back to he gets be in Wrigley for a week, rest, be ready for playing in or doing his thing, and come back and start the second half of the season with a gusto and winning a game, hosting the Red Sox.
Okay, I like it.
So, I think that is for me that would be the biggest snub. Not just because he's a Cub, but he is the RBI leader in the National League right now.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I mean, with him primarily being a DH or an outfielder, if you looked at the roster, I don't think that there is an outfielder that I would take off of this team to put Seiya Suzuki on the team. I think I could say that you could probably make a good case for Ronald Acuna Jr. since he's been injured a lot, since he spent a lot of this year on the injured list, being somebody that could have been taken off the team, or possibly Matt Olson of the Braves. What do you need 3 first basemen on your roster to get in? Because in all fairness, Mike, you can't take Kyle Sowers off of the roster because he's the only Marlin on the team.
Yeah.
Corbin Carroll's having a decent year out in Arizona. Same thing with Tatis and Wood as well. And Schwarber's, if you compare the numbers between Schwarber and Suzuki, there, I probably would go Schwarber as well. So it's tough.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, where do you? One, you have to fit. I mean,
You got to have a player from each team.
a player from each team. So
And
we have 3, and LA has 1, 2, 3, 4. So the quote unquote best team in baseball only has 4. Milwaukee has. I'm just going as
Yeah.
some of the better team. Philly doesn't have a starter. They only have Kyle Schwarber as a reserve. And they have their pitcher Zach
Wheeler, but he's not going to be at the game, so he's going to get an injury replacement.
I understand that, but Philly, again, one of the top teams in the National League,
Has 2.
has 2. Like, getting a 4th guy on there. Milwaukee has 3 pitchers, so that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And again, I think they all deserve it.
yeah, and for me, I think really didn't mainly prepare for this question like I should have, but I'd have to say, I think Suzuki is the one guy that is kind of disappointed to not be on the team, and I mean, Olsen is maybe the one guy I would say, yeah, you can take him off.
Yeah.
But when you're the host city, you gotta have more than one player.
Probably.
And one was voted in as a starter by the fans.
Yep.
So he can't be excused from the team just because he's missed 3/4 of the season.
Yeah.
So you can catch the All-Star game on
Fox.
on
right?
Fox on Tuesday night. The Home Run Derby is going to be Monday night.
On ESPN.
ESPN. Not a crop of Home Run Derby guys
Yeah.
that I really saw this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked. None of the home run leaders are on the Home Run Derby.
No.
I mean, one of them is Pete Crow Armstrong.
No. He is not in the Home Run Derby.
Right. No, I'm saying one of the
He
leaders.
declined.
One of the leaders of the home run, the home run title, not the batting title, the home run title. Pete Crow Armstrong is at the top of that list, but again, he declined because he's also in the All-Star game.
Yeah, and he's still a rookie.
Right.
So yeah, your home run leaders. Runs batted in, hits, stolen bases, home runs. Cal Raleigh, he's going to be in the Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge declined.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani declined. Eugenio Suarez of Arizona
Eugenio.
declined. Kyle Schwarber, number 4 on the list, declined.
Yeah.
Declined or chose not to. So your Home Run Derby, let me get the Home Run Derby field real quick.
So Cal wins? Is that how that seems like it should play out?
So yeah, your home run derby this year will be Brandon Buxton of the Twins, Junior Caminero, a rookie from the Rays.
Okay.
Jazz Chisholm, who was not even named as an all-star, will be going to Atlanta just for the home run derby.
Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz of Pittsburgh, who was also not an all-star, but is going to go participate in the derby. Matt Olson as the replacement for Ronald Acuna Jr. He's an Atlanta guy. Cal Raleigh, the major league leader in home runs. Brett Rooker of the A's, and James Wood of Washington.
Do they have how many are there total?
8.
Do they have 4 from each
No.
league?
It's 5-3 split in favor of the American League.
I think it should be. Honestly, I think what it should be is the top 4 from each league. Just go head to head.
They have no choice.
Or actually, how about this? How about this is a better one? American League, National League.
Okay.
Invert it. So your worst National League guy goes against your best American League guy, and your worst American League guy goes against the best National League guy, and you just do it that way. Like how? To me,
okay. I don't mind that. Instead of a random draw.
Yeah.
And I think whoever wins the previous winner of the home run derby next year, is automatically in the derby every single year.
Should be.
Unless they're injured. So Pete Alonso, you should be in the home run derby.
You should be. Pete, where you at? Okay, Rich. Before we get into the real meat and potatoes, we did talk about this week in baseball, but we didn't talk about the reason we're together.
Yeah.
And the reason is that the Cubs played the Twins, and we got to see a day game yesterday.
We did.
So, the drive up, it's not important. The important part, getting to the stadium. Easy to get to stadium.
You know what? I would agree. I was a little bit scratching my head saying, do you really want to deal with all that darn traffic when we can park at the Mall of America, which we're going to go to at the end of the game anyway.
Yep.
We could have just parked there, not paid anything, and just had to worry about the train, which drops us off right at the front door of the stadium.
That's what I wanted to do. But we had a guy that wanted to go all the way down, so I said, okay, why not? You're going to pay. I'm not going to deal with it. Whatever. But we would have had to pay for tickets to get on the train.
Okay.
So,
but in all fairness, I mean, the parking garages down there were great, and I really liked that they were connected to the stadium.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then I have never been to a stadium like this. Yes, it was up, but it wasn't. The stadium didn't look as big from the outside as I thought it was going to.
Okay.
And the reason is because it's built into the ground. We came out and we were on the level of where our seats were.
Yep.
We actually had to go down to our seats, and we were in the outfield, which normally and that's a decently high outfield wall. That wall's pretty decently high. So we really were like the playing level was 30 feet below ground level. Loved it. So it even though yes you have all the stands above it, it doesn't. Wrigley, when you get there, Wrigley towers over the ground. Because you have to, the game, the playing surface is on the level, for the most part, of the street level. Whereas this is built down, so.
And the same with Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee does the same. Yeah,
you go.
You go up no matter what, and so I really liked that design. I thought it was great. I'm shocked they're not a dome. I mean, I know they aren't, but could you imagine in April going up there?
Well, nowadays, I think, what can you imagine going to Wrigley in April?
We have snow on the ground in April regularly. There's a car sitting on a lake 5 miles from here, and that's here. We still go most of the 3 hours is just north.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, most of those teams that have a retractable roof, it's essentially a dome anyway because they never open the roof anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it was important to be back out in the elements.
Okay.
For it.
Okay.
And
they were a little bit yesterday.
And you know what? And if the schedule makers are smart, you don't have too many home games in the month of April.
That's true. Now, biggest complaint of the day.
Okay, what was that?
We got there when the doors opened up.
Yep.
And it should have been, as Pete Crow Armstrong was stepping in the box for batting practice. But it rained. Just ever so slightly. So batting practice got moved inside.
But even if it hadn't rained, Mike, it's still at the manager's discretion to where he could have said no batting practice.
Yeah, but
or we're using the cages inside.
Yeah, but man, I would have loved to see batting practice. We got there, and I'm glad we got there early. The stadium is all connected.
Yep.
Which, if you're a modern baseball fan and you go to modern stadiums, that sounds like duh. We grew up going to Wrigley. You want to go look at what it looks like in the outfield, you got to be a bleacher bum, essentially.
And if you have a bleacher ticket, you're not going anywhere.
You're not
else
welcome into the regular ballpark, in the rest of the ballpark. You have a choice. You're either out in the outfield or you're in the behind the play surface. You don't get to do both, and it was great to walk around.
Yeah.
Again, when we go up to Milwaukee, it's the same way. You can walk around the whole stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Busch, you can walk around the whole stadium. And I understand that for Wrigley, but we're Wrigley guys, so it's different. So that was a little weird for us.
And we only walked the 100 level. We didn't even go up to the 200 level to see what that was like, to see maybe what other food options were up there.
Yeah, I think that's one mistake we made. We didn't
Not
go
going up to 2 and 3. Yeah. I think we maybe could have done that once we separated as a group.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
Yep.
Kept going, especially as early as we got there.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what'd you think of me? I had a chicken shawarma wrap.
Yep.
Not a non-traditional baseball food, and I think it was the first chicken shawarma I've ever had. It was actually really good.
Okay. I've had chicken shawarma. I love chicken shawarma. I probably would have done shawarma of some sort. I did bacon cheeseburgers.
The sliders.
They ended up being sliders. They were really good. They had a mustard that they put on them that was different. I loved it. It actually was quite delicious. I was happy with what I got. I even think that the value was decent.
Okay.
I don't think it was great, but I was full. I was full enough. It came with chips, and I got a drink. It was fun.
Well, you had to pay for the drink.
I did have to pay for the beer separate. But yeah, it was a good time. We got to enjoy it. And then, so I got the seats that I got because I know where Pete Crow Armstrong hits home runs. And the whole game, people were talking about, well, we didn't get that one, and if we would have been... And again, I understand it was joking. They were talking, well, if we would have been behind them and we were up higher, we would have gotten all those foul balls. But, Rich... We had not one, not two, but 3 home runs hit in the general vicinity. Now, I will say the general vicinity. Vicinity is less than 2 sections away.
Okay.
So that center area was only 2 sections away. It was a section and then that center area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a home run hit essentially to our section. I should have gone after it. I didn't realize that the dad that was in front of me wasn't ready for it. Otherwise, I would have done it. And then there was a home run hit by Pete Crow Armstrong just over our shoulders.
Yeah. So you did well picking those seats, but the seats themselves. You would have thought with these people being in Minnesota...
This wasn't even planned.
Midwest corn-fed. corn-fed people eating a lot of hot dishes. You would have thought that those seats would have been a little bit wider.
This is wider than the seats were. I'm not even joking. This is wider than the seats were. This step stool here. Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
We were.
I sat on the aisle, and I used half my seat so I could sprawl out into the aisle. And that is what
It was
worked.
a little tight. It was a little tight.
And you're not even that big of a guy.
I'm not.
You were actually the smallest of like
I was the smallest of the three of us. Of the four of us.
Of the four of us, size-wise. Now, you were not the shortest. I think you're... I'm
We're all
taller.
about the same height.
I'm taller. Well, no. One of us is shorter obviously shorter than the rest of us. I think you and I are closer. I think I'm a little taller than Tim.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, between height and
there wasn't a lot of leg room.
Yeah,
There wasn't a ton. I think there was adequate leg room. If the seats would have been an inch wider, the leg room would have never bothered you.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I mean, thankfully, we had some. We had
skinnier people around us. I think.
No, it still felt like
okay.
I was intruding on the other guy's arm space to the person outside of our group to my right.
Yeah.
But thankfully we had some fans behind us and in front of us that weren't as dedicated baseball fans like we were, that were there to watch, that weren't necessarily there to watch the entire all 9 innings.
Yeah.
As we had a family behind us that left in the 7th inning with 2 young kids.
And they came in late too.
Yeah, they were
late arrivals. They were like second inning and early out at the 7th. And
but maybe they were walking the ballpark doing the.
Fine. Yeah.
Which is fine. And then the people in front of us were kind of in and out all game.
Well,
between food and doing snap
3 of them
videos.
showed up in the 3rd inning. The 4th showed up in the 5th inning, and then they all left in the 6th inning. All of them.
So off and on, we did get a chance to. All right, we're gonna split up and we're gonna go down to that first row, and when they come back, we'll move back.
Yep. And I picked the aisle, and I specifically picked the aisle because I wanted the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And, I organized this mess. I drove. I made the plans. I was not giving up that aisle seat.
Nope.
And I don't think anybody had a real plan with it, especially because I'm the biggest.
So, either way, it'd be interesting to see if the seating is different in the general.
Yeah.
In other sections of the ballpark, or if it's just.
And the other part was
it's just narrow seats and close together out in the outfield.
There were plenty of seats that were open throughout the ballpark. We just happened to be in a great spot. Like, if you look at the game, and if you watch the game online or you watch some of the replays, there were plenty of seats available throughout the ballpark. We just happened to be in a section that was fairly crowded because, again, it's where most of the home runs are getting hit.
Yep.
So if we would have been in other sections, we probably could have spread out the whole game and nobody would have complained. But it happens. I still loved it. I do want to go back. I genuinely want to go back.
Yep, and there'll be another Cubs-Twins game in Minnesota
in 2 years.
2 years.
And I will gladly go back. And I think I'd even go back with the same 4 guys even.
Yeah, I think so.
I could think of other people I would like to have join, but I enjoyed the 4 that we had. I would like to add a couple more up here. That I could think of at least 2 other guys that so originally this was a work trip. Add Rich, because Rich and I go to Cubs games together. It doesn't matter. So I've gone to games where it's been mostly Rich's friends, and then I feel like the odd man out. And I think this time Rich got to be the slightly odd man out. But overall, I think these 4 actually melded pretty decently together. So, okay, with that, overall, I'd give the stadium overall, because of the seats. The seats themselves are probably, on a scale of 1 to 10, are probably a 4.
Yeah, I give them that.
Because I understand they want to cram as many people in, so I understand why they're the way they are. But I'm just too big for that. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 4. But overall, the experience, probably an 8.
I'll give it a 7. Just to be
but
different.
I
I'm
also-
going to grade the seat. I'm going to
I
grade it down for
also,
the seats more.
because I was on the aisle, my seat was the best seat of the 4.
Yep.
By far and away. So, even though, like, my 4 is a high 4, your 4 is probably a low 4, maybe a high 3 at best.
Yeah.
And so your average gets killed by that. My average gets hurt by it, but not that much. So,
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'd be interested to see what sits somewhere else in the ballpark and see if the seats are the same or if it's
so
just
you don't
that-
want to try for a home run next time.
No, I'm fine with.
Okay, we're gonna go somewhere else. Actually, their prices are pretty decent. So,
Yeah.
in 2 years we're gonna do it again. Okay, Rich,
Yeah. So
on the ride back,
on the ride back,
you saw something.
Yep, in between naps, because I was recovering from taking a 6-hour drive. Taking a 6-hour drive to get up here, and
3 hours to get up there.
3 hours to get up there.
The
Yeah,
heat.
waking up at 6 in the morning, all the day before, the day of.
Yeah.
Was going in and out of naps.
Yep.
On the ride home, but in doing some Facebook scrolling, came upon a question that was, what former Cub would you add to this team to complete it? And
I
the
love
question
this.
on
I
it
love
was just
this.
one team.
This
so
is-
we're coming up on the trade deadline,
Yep.
so thinking of it that way. So the question doesn't limit it to how long they played with the Cubs.
Nope.
It's just that they had to have played with the Cubs.
So, I love this discussion, and I'm really bummed because we only have about 10 minutes. We really only have about 10,
Wow.
maybe, well, we have 15 minutes.
So but we'll modify it just slightly, and we'll go one pitcher and one batter.
Okay. One pitcher,
One pitcher,
and
one batter.
one batter slash position player. So that
Yes.
changes things a little
Yes, a
bit.
position player and a pitcher.
Okay.
Reliever or starter for the pitcher.
I have 2 arguments for pitchers.
All right?
I will start out with pitcher number 1.
All right?
Because you're limiting me to this, I'm going to give you only one pitcher. I'll do that, and then if we have time, I'll come back to my other pitcher,
All right?
which is the crux of my argument. This is one I really want to have a discussion on. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Aroldis Chapman.
Aroldis Chapman. All right.
You didn't think I was going there because
I did.
I know where he thought I was going because I said it at the beginning. But I'm going to go with Aroldis Chapman. Here's why. How many days of the week do starters get?
1 and 5.
How many days was Aroldis Chapman available most of the time?
At least 4.
At least
Maybe
4.
3. But 3
If you-
if you were working him effectively, but you could go 4 if you had to.
There were days like if he comes in and does 1, 2, 3 innings, and has a great, he could legitimately go 5 days in a row. He also, and this is prime, by the way. This is at their prime, so I'm talking prime Aroldis Chapman as a closer. He is. If you can limp your way to Aroldis Chapman, if
With
you
a
have a
one-run
lead,
lead?
one-run lead, and you put Aroldis Chapman out there, you feel pretty good about it.
Okay. Would your answer change if you only got the version of the guy when they were in a Cubs uniform? So 2016 Aroldis Chapman, not prime Aroldis
Okay,
Chapman.
that's a completely different
It
change
is.
of that, and I want to discuss other things later. Probably,
All right.
Probably. But I won't explain why just yet. I'll give you the other pitcher if we get back to it. Do you have any counterpoints?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if we're looking for current players to add to this Cubs team, I would say bring back Chapman.
Yeah.
Bring him back. But you know what? I don't mind that argument. That was a player that was brought up in the comments section a lot on that.
And again, because he gets the ball so often, now, by the way, if you want to say, if you give me the whole of the bullpen, that 16 bullpen, if you got to the 7th inning with a lead, you could almost count, you could almost just walk out and cash your money in.
I don't know if they were that good, but
8 and 9 were. 8 and 9 were locked down. But
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the starting pitcher. And I know, Mike, that when we were talking, I'll stick with the guy, but I think I got an honorable mention guy for a pitcher as well.
Okay.
And you may not think of him as a Chicago Cub because his prime years and when he was racking up Cy Young awards and All-Star game nods.
I know who you're talking about.
He wasn't in a Cub uniform.
I know exactly.
It was Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
He did have 2 separate stints with the Cubs. He won a Rookie of the Year. And unfortunately, the Cubs let him walk away because they didn't want to pay him.
That was the wrong decision.
But, I mean, multiple Cy Young Award winner. He knew the game.
Yeah.
He didn't have overpowering stuff, wasn't the biggest guy, but he was baseball smart, and he could call his own game from the mound.
Yeah.
And get you a really good game.
Excuse me. Could you imagine him with the pitch comm and him getting to be the guy pushing the button?
Yeah.
Like that, he would be that guy. I love it. I love that. That's a great pick. What's funny to me is I think my first game was of Greg Maddux because it was 96.
Yeah. So do you want to hear some of the other names that were in the comment section with pitcher wise?
Let's finish up because we're at 48 minutes on the recording and we're 47 minutes on the live stream.
Okay.
So let's go. What we're going to do, we're going to give you our position player, some commentary on why. We might have to come back to this because this one feels like a great discussion.
Okay.
And maybe we
might
go
circle
long.
back next week.
Maybe we go long. I don't know. Position player. Now I'm really screwed up on this because I had stopped. When he first posed it, I'm stuck on 2 pitchers. I really am.
Okay.
I'm stuck on 2 pitchers. So I'm going to let you take the first one for your position player, and then I will give a second.
All right. So the guy I'm going to go with is probably somebody that, if you look at the Cubs lineup, the guy that they need right now is a third baseman, someone that can play third base.
Yeah.
But a guy that was in his prime with the team that could make a big difference on this team, Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
It did.
It didn't end well.
From his days when he was doing 30-30 to smacking 50, 60 home runs a year for 3 straight years.
Yeah.
Imagine him in the middle of that lineup batting 4th or maybe even batting 3rd.
So the question becomes, is he still allowed to use the PEDs?
Was it ever confirmed that he did use PEDs?
Okay. we'll leave it alone. I love you, Sammy. Baseball has been very, very good to me.
We'll just say that, yes, he is taking the special Flintstones chewable vitamins.
Fine, we'll go with that.
But yeah, I mean, right now, but it brings it apart. All right, so he's not a third baseman. So
Nope.
Who's going to sit on the bench? Who's going to warm the bench when to get him into the lineup? Obviously, PCA and Tucker aren't. So it'd have to be Ian Happ.
No, it wouldn't.
Who?
Because if he was playing today, He'd have one, but he wouldn't be an outfielder.
He'd be the DH.
He'd be the DH.
So then
So you're sitting Suzuki.
No, I kick Suzuki out to left field.
Okay, I'm just saying, like,
And
if
Hap
he was playing today.
And Hap serves as the defensive replacement that comes in.
Okay. Which makes sense because in the early days of Hap, he played everywhere.
Yeah, he couldn't go out and play everywhere.
He could play.
You could put him in right. You can put him in left. If he's dead set that he's only a left fielder now, then in a defensive replacement, if you needed to take Tucker out for some reason, you could shift Suzuki over to right and then put.
And I would argue, when he first started, Hap had some infield experience.
I don't think not enough that you feel comfortable putting him in at third base randomly out for a long period of time. But then that strengthens the bench too with Ian Happ in there.
So I'm gonna go a little more recent.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a guy who baseball smarts was amazing, but the talent he had changed everything on the field. Still playing today.
Okay.
That's the biggest hint you're going to get.
All right. Who is it?
I think you know who it is.
No. Who is it?
Javi.
Nope. Can't do it.
Javi stealing third base when he should have been on a ground to first is reason enough for me. That play alone, and getting an RBI off of it. You're telling me that play alone doesn't deserve him at least an honorable mention?
There are other batters that I would rather put in that lineup.
But we have great batters. We have PCA. We have Suzuki. Bush is looking like he's going to be a great batter by the end of all of this. You need some gold gloves out there.
You have 2 gold gloves right in the infield with Warner and Swanson.
Yep.
And Shaw does pretty well out as an infielder as well.
I think you could move Horner over to third.
No, you play Javi at third. He's played third base before.
That's true. I'll take Javi at third.
All right. So some of the honorable mentions for the batters that people brought up was Aramis Ramirez, since we needed a third baseman.
Yeah. I do love Aram.
Not the best glove, but he was a really clutch hitter for the Cubs. I saw Ron Santo in the comment section a lot.
I love that as a pick, but here's the problem I have with it.
Okay.
Players are bigger, faster, stronger. Could Ron Santo keep up?
Having never seen him played, I'm going to go I'd like to think that he could.
I think he could. I don't really know that he could.
Yeah. And then some other names I saw in there were Ernie Banks.
Okay.
Although he only played first and only played first and short, so could you plug him in at prime Ernie Banks and put him at third and
no, here's the deal.
Or do you
Here's the deal. If you have Ernie Banks, your first base is locked down.
He played first base late in his career though.
But he was locked in, no. He's first.
Okay. And Andre Dawson got mentioned a lot. The Hawk.
Yep. I'd love to see the Hawk would be a great one.
One I didn't see was Ryan Sandberg, oddly enough.
I was just going to say
Ryan Sandberg.
I would love to see Rhino. I've seen I got to see Rhino play.
Yeah.
I would love to see him out there.
And then pitcher wise, a lot of people brought up a prime injury-free Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood.
Kerry Wood would be the one. Do you want the K Kid back?
You could put him in the bullpen too, and make him your closer.
But I'm gonna bring up the most dominant 2 years of baseball we've ever seen in a pitcher in a Cubs uniform. Jake
It's your guy.
Arrieta.
All right, and he was one in the comment section. The other.
I'm sorry. If you're talking a starting pitcher, if you're gonna take a starting pitcher, there's no way you can take anybody else.
What about Hall of Famer Ferguson Jenkins?
Nope. He wasn't near. Jake Arrieta, in that prime, in that 2-year span, he pitched like an old school guy and he shortened his career in the modern game because he played the way that they played in the 70s and 80s. He was willing to play all game. Play it out. I can understand arguments for a lot of the pitchers of the 70s and 80s because, when you look at innings pitched and you're talking that they pitched 30 games, they pitched 40 games, and they pitched complete games for 80% of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were still shutting people down. But Jake Arrieta for that he didn't lose a game. He went an entire calendar year and then some without losing a game.
I don't quite think it was a calendar year.
It was an entire
month, maybe.
No.
A couple months.
No. It was August 15 to August 16. He didn't lose a game.
I'll just go with it. I'll go with it.
I will pull it. We can pull it up.
No, we don't need to do that.
Okay. I'm just saying, dominance of that magnitude. Now, I'm not saying he won every game. He just didn't lose a game.
Okay.
I'm not saying he didn't win every game. He just didn't lose a game. That's the difference. He did have a few no decisions. But, man, I don't know. That dominance in that, I don't know how you can argue against that. By the way, how about that entire pitching staff? Because he wasn't the only one. Because quietly, you know who had the lowest ERA of that group?
Kyle Hendricks.
Cousin Kyle.
Who was taking the ball every single day? Game one if the rotation broke right. Johnny Lester.
Right. Like the amount of how spoiled we were for those 2.5, 3 years. Watching some of that play. And then obviously injuries, like you couldn't keep that team together. Age, injuries, stuff like that started to creep in. But we also don't. I love this discussion. The hard part is, what about the 1908 team?
Yeah, Hack Wilson behind the plate would have been Mordecai Three Finger Brown.
Yeah, like we're not discussing those guys here.
No,
we should be. Those guys all deserve a spot in any lineup. So my argument would, if I could pick any players, it would be Jake Arrieta and Aroldis Chapman. And I know that's 2016 bias, but if we're talking in their prime, not the Cubs' prime, not in their prime, which by the way, Jake Arrieta, we did get his prime 2 years.
We did.
And if we would have gotten him his full prime, because his prime started before he came to us. We just got the heart of his prime. We got the best years of his prime.
We did get the best years of him.
But he had some great years prior to that too. But if we put him, so that means 1 in 5 games you're not going to lose. He's not going to lose, right? And then Aroldis Chapman comes in behind and can close out almost every other game.
But I don't know. For me, Mike, I'm going to have to put runs on the board. and give me a prime Sammy Sosa that could. And even his prime, I don't think you'd have to DH him. You
No.
can put him out in the field if
No.
you're getting prime Sammy Sosa.
Prime Sammy Sosa, yeah.
Even the PED muscled up Sammy Sosa can still play the outfield.
Running out on
Yeah.
after 9/11, holding that flag.
So I'm going to go with put the slugger in the middle of the lineup that was hard to get out
Yeah.
in Sammy Sosa. Put him in the lineup batting fourth or third or fourth in that lineup.
I gotta change my argument. I'm taking Javi out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go with a different guy. Fonzie.
Okay.
In his prime? You gonna give me that look over Fonzie in his prime?
Yeah. Couldn't play defense. He's a defensive liability.
Yeah, but we have a DH now.
Nope. Give me Sosa over Soriano.
Okay. Anyway, folks, thanks for coming to that discussion. I loved it. We should do more of these. We really should. This is the discussion I like having. I enjoy doing picks and stuff like that, and we can shorten those up a lot. But these discussions, what we have coming up in August. But Rich, by the way, tell them what August is going to look like as we are heading in. We are getting ready for.
Yeah, we're getting ready. August, we really start talking about the NFL.
Yeah.
8th and the 9th, we're going to look at the Bears' schedule from week 1 to week 18 and give you a win or loss. 15-16 division wild card picks. 23-24, we're going to be looking at fantasy football. And then August 29th, we start weekly picks for the NFL season.
And we'll give you our Super Bowl prediction. And, then in September, I mean, the first game, first Thursday night game is the Thursday night after. That's the first game of the year in Brazil, the Thursday after Labor Day. And we're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With that, Rich, do you have any shout-outs?
A happy birthday to my nephew, JD.
Yeah.
His birthday's Monday.
Happy birthday, JD. And then I'm trying to think. I don't think this week I have any. I probably do, and I'm just being a terrible uncle, cousin, friend, person. But with that, Rich, people are watching us on YouTube. Where should they catch us if they want to just listen to the podcast?
Look us up wherever you find and download all your other podcasts that you probably are listening to. Apple, Spotify, and whatever platform Google puts their podcasts on now.
Yeah, it's
just to name
YouTube
a few.
Music, I think. If you are listening to us on the out in podcast land and you want to check out our pretty faces, we do this show live on YouTube. If you're on YouTube already, hit that like, comment, give us a comment where you're listening from, and make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell to get those notifications.
That's
Jump
right.
over to Facebook and participate in our poll questions, facebook.com/fans of balls and sticks and facebook.com/balls and sticks. All that. And Rich, what's it time to do?
Mike, let's go ahead and roll that outro.
Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa. This is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich.
Next game.